So I just filmed this whole video. It was great. Everything went smooth until I realized my video was not recording. So that's how my day's going. Yep. Hey guys, it's Sarah, and today is BookList Thursday. This is a video series that I do with my friend Lindsay over at Lindsay's Little Library, and every Thursday we bring you a fun list of books or a book topic, something bookish related that we want to share with you. And this week we're going to talk about the library. We have had quite a few requests for, like things that we can get from our library, or, go check out a bunch of library books and then read them type thing. So we decided that we would go to our local libraries and we would pick up the first 5 books that caught our eye that we would check out and read. Are we going to read them this month? No promises. We both have pretty ambitious TBRs for the month, mine especially. And so I don't know if I would be able to get to any of these, but I do have them. Some of them are a little bit shorter, so maybe I could squeeze them in. I'm going to try. But these are books that when I went, I looked at them and I said, ooh, I would pick that up and read that right now. So I'm going to show you what caught my eye there. The first one is on the new releases shelf. So they have an entire shelf where it's all new releases, books that have recently been coming out. And the first one I picked up is The Island of Sea Women, and this is by Lisa C. And this is a historical fiction set in Japan, and it follows 2 women who are part of a all-women diving team. And this is in the early 1930s, 1940s, World War II type of time frame. I think this spans quite a few decades. And you follow these 2 women who are part of this team. They are from very different backgrounds, and they are probably not supposed to be friends necessarily, but they become very, very close, and you follow their relationship. And I love Lisa C. I've read 1 book from her, only 1, but I loved it, and I definitely want to read more from her. And because of that, I went ahead and grabbed her new release. The next one is also on the new release shelf, but this one's a nonfiction, and it's huge. So I don't think this is going to happen this month, but I did grab it because I would have grabbed it, if I had all the time in the world. But this is Fall and Rise, The Story of 9/11 by Mitchell Zuckoff. And if you just take a look at that cover without the shine, because it's a lot of shiny, but it has the smoke down here, which is just, okay. So this is, again, a nonfiction, and it covers a lot of the accounts of when the planes hit the Twin Towers on 9/11 in 2001. And again, it's huge. It's really chunky, but I've heard it's really, really well researched, and it has a lot of personal accounts from people who were directly involved with the aftermath and who were there when it happened and kind of what they remember and things like that. So this one would be a very hard read. It would be very hard to read about this, but it is something that I remember. I remember exactly where I was and exactly how I felt when those planes hit the towers. I remember watching it. I watched it on television. And to this day, I cannot see that footage without crying. I can't. So yeah, but this is definitely one that I would pick up. Next one is a young adult. I wandered over to the young adult section and took a look and grabbed a couple there. And this one has been talked about a lot recently, and it's not getting like a ton of buzz, but a couple people have been reading it that I watch and are just raving about it, and they want it, they want more people to be reading and talking about this book. So I grabbed it. And that is A Heart in a Body in the World by Deb Coletti. And this one follows a young girl, and I believe she has something pretty personally tragic happen to her. She becomes a victim of something, and she uses her feelings in that to create a platform by running. And I believe she runs from coast to coast and kind of uses it for awareness and, a platform to speak out about it and to help other people. That's all I know. And that's all I really want to know. I hear that this is beautiful and hard. So I'm down for that. And it's not very long, so I'm thinking maybe I can probably sneak this in this month at some point before it has to go back. But yeah, this is definitely one that I have heard a lot about lately, and I would be interested in picking it up. Okay, this next one is another young adult, and it's a thriller. And it's one that I have heard about probably in the past couple of years. I remember a few people reading it and just raving about it, just loving it so much and being surprised that they loved it so much, because it's not like a super hyped book or a super hyped author or anything like that. But that's The Call. And this is by Peter O'Gillian. And I'm going to read you the inside flap. It's short, but like, what? Like, I don't even know how to explain this book because I have no clue, but I'm so intrigued. Okay, so the inside flap looks like this. Oop, there we go. So it says, 3 minutes, you wake up alone in a horrible land, a horn sounds, the call has begun. 2 minutes, the city, S-I-D-H-E, city, are close. They are the most beautiful and terrible people you've ever seen, and they've seen you. 1 minute, Nessa will be called soon. No one thinks she has any chance to survive, but she's determined to prove them wrong. Time's up. Could you survive the call? What? I need to know. Like, what? And I've heard really, really good things about this. So this is another pretty short book. So maybe I can squeeze it in. We're gonna try. And the last one that I picked up is an adult thriller, and it's one that I have seen quite a few people reading over the past probably year, I think, and really liking it. Like, it's getting pretty good praise, and that is The Chalk Man. This is by C.J. Tudor, and not everyone has loved this book, but I have seen quite a few people recently who have read it and really liked it, so I'm on board. I definitely want to read it and give it a shot and see what I think. But this has kind of vibes of Stephen King's It, where there's a group of kids and something happens to them in their childhood. They move away, but they come back as adults to try to confront something. And I don't think it's it as far as like clowns or anything like that. It's something different, but that's kind of the vibe that you get from it. And I believe it has something to do with chalk, and that is how they would communicate as kids. They created these chalk drawings that had a certain meanings, and they could communicate that way without anyone else knowing what they were saying. But I believe that somebody figures out their language and lures them that way. So I've heard really good things. It's definitely one that when I saw it, I picked it up immediately. And it's like, yeah, I would read this right now. Okay, guys, so these are 5 books that I saw at the library that I just knew I would pick it up and I would read them right now if I could. Let me know what your thoughts are, and if any of these would make it onto your list. Make sure you go check out Lindsay and see what 5 books she picked today as well. I'm excited to see what she picked up from her local library. And let me know down below if you guys use your library. And if you do, how do you use it? Do you go in and just browse around and just pick up whatever sounds good at the time? Do you go in knowing exactly what you're looking for and you get it and you leave? Do you put things on hold so that you don't even have to worry about going to the shelves? Let me know what your library habits are if you utilize your local library, which I hope you do. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Definitely make sure you follow me on Goodreads to see if I pick any of these up. I will definitely have Goodreads updated, and then obviously with a wrap up at the end of the month as well. But fingers crossed I can get to 1 or 2 of these. And I will see you guys again later. Have a great day.